Welcome to have you here, Mason.
Thank you.
And yeah, why not? Let's pick up where we left off, right there, the concept.
Yeah. So, what do you want to touch on?
One of the things I really liked when I spoke to you was how connected you are to your heart,
Mm.
and you can't fake that.
Yeah.
I hate it because I don't have that kind of connection, not as deep as I'd like to.
Uh-huh.
And recently in my life, I've been struggling with opening it fully. Doesn't mean it was pretty tough over the last 2 months when I was able to realize, like, oh, compassion. I don't even know what that is. I know what you call like over time solution oriented thinking. It's
Yeah.
not compassion,
Yeah.
right? Because there's a solution at the end of it. And then a lot of the work that I've been doing recently has been around the maternal wound. And I think I make it very clear, it's no mystery to anybody, that I'm really looking for a good woman in my life.
For
And
sure.
I just kind of understand the nature of a commitment that I made to myself and how much I need to let go of.
Mm.
And I've been hearing this a lot. It's like, oh wow, like if you opened your heart, that would be there. And it's called heart transformation.
Yeah.
Now, I could help my clients do it, but I've been really blind to it. I have my own coach who helps me out with these things, because if he wasn't stepping on me to try to get me in my body, I'd have no idea what emotions were.
It's
This
the
is
coaching syndrome, bro.
yeah, right. The
Yeah.
shoemaker's shoes are always broken.
Yeah. That's what I found is like the maternal wound is very much us rejecting like the feminine that we've had in our life.
Mhm.
And because of that, we reject that essence in ourselves, right? Because it's like we have masculine and feminine internally. And so as we shut down that inside of ourselves, we don't hold space for it. And because everything that's happening in here is reflecting out there, that means we're not creating a space consciously that the feminine could come into. That's why they're not coming into it.
Yeah, what if you're a clever son of a bitch? And what I mean by that is to your own detriment.
Yeah.
Well, I can give you an example. And before I give you the example, I want to make sure, because I always get paranoid for the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, you're
I
good.
hear like one beep. Okay, that's one's rolling. This one's rolling too.
Cool.
You know, it just takes one time where you fuck that up and you forever have PTSD.
Oh, the camera thing?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I mean, great conversation. Yeah.
You're like, well, it was good. We didn't get any of it. But
Yeah, so what I was saying is that I've noticed the nature of, on a psychological level, for years I've been really removed from my heart. So the idea of emotions became like,
yeah,
like, why feel them? What
Yeah.
purpose do they serve?
inconvenient.
Inconvenient.
Yeah.
Inconvenient.
Yeah.
Weak.
Yeah.
Problematic.
Yeah.
Always a thing I needed to solve, nothing I could experience. And then, of course, in your intimate relationships, you see how absolutely terrible that is, because sometimes they just want to get close to you, and their way of doing that is to express their emotions. And you're like, can you stop right now? Because
Yeah.
all I have is solutions.
Yeah.
And they're like, you just gotta listen.
But right there is like the magic of it, because it's like I can hear by the words you're saying, it's like weak, like no, and it's like that desire to control the internal feeling of like chaos. And so it's like you've met women where they have like this huge masculine shield on,
It's a good word for it.
and at a deeper level, if you're in your true masculine essence, it's kind of like repelling. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but there's not an attraction factor.
That's a good point.
You know, it's like you're attracted to the feminine energy, which is relaxed and innately a bit chaotic if you're truly grounded in yourself. But it doesn't affect you in the same way. Like, you don't want to try and control it if you're truly grounded in holding that space within yourself. Right. And so I've dealt with that too. Of,
Sure, I'd love to hear how you've come from that, because you talked about like the maternal wound is inherently about rejecting the feminine.
Yeah.
And there's a nature of the feminine that is deeply dangerous, especially if you've been wounded by it.
Yeah. See, it's resentment at the core.
Okay, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
How do you work that through?
Well, you have to first address what it is that you're resenting and be fully honest about that. And so it's like, hey, if I resent my mom, I need to be honest about that. Like, I've told my parents stuff that, you know, it's hard to say, where I was pissed off at them, I resented them, and I just had to go through that because I didn't want to hold on to it.
You need to go through it. All right.
Yeah, you have to go through it. The only way out is through.
Wow, that's a good point, because I think in a lot of ways, just some things that I've been learning just from the psychological perspective, which is, I mean, it clearly means it's like, it's not worth shit if you're not embodying it. Like, if it's not something you internalize in your heart, like, congratulations, you have a nice chalkboard.
Yeah, dude.
You're really fucked. You
Yeah.
know?
No, people like, dude, the only way to truth is to get freaking destroyed. It's to get, like, I'm serious.
You're good. Yeah, you're good.
That's the only, you have to break down. It's not an addition.
Yeah, to get destroyed.
Yeah, because if you're trying to add on to something that's already there, and it depends on your relationship with God, you're telling God that what you were born into is not enough. You're literally saying, hey, God, you didn't make me enough. I'm going to put on this freaking mask and I'm going to show up as like Superman or this persona, this ego that I think is strong because I don't feel safe in what you put inside of me.
Wow, that's so interesting. I don't feel safe with what you put inside of me. Are you still describing the maternal wound here? Because that sounds intrinsic. That would be maternal. I don't feel safe with what you put inside of me, which is also around emotions, which would be also the feminine by nature.
Yeah.
That's really, really
It's both of our parents because they're inside of us.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's really beautiful.
But at the end of the day, God is the one who put all of that together. Like, he's the weaver of everything.
Yeah, I'm really interested in this because, like, you know something, and I like that a lot.
So here's, like, we have to first start with the relationship with God above all. Like, how you relate with God, you're relating with other people. For me, in my life, my dad is awesome, right? Like, he's a great dad.
Mm-hmm.
Helped me become someone who can achieve a lot. Had all the discipline. He was a great coach. But just like a lot of dads too, he wasn't fully connected to his heart. And
That's
so
a good point.
That comes into our life, and that creates that slight resentment where for my dad, I was like, oh, he doesn't want me, because it's that emotional aspect is missing. And then my mom, when I was young, made up for that by being a bit overbearing because of how much love she had, but also because he wasn't able to hold it for her properly. Right?
Yeah, the emotionally disconnected and the emotionally immature make the best couple.
Exactly. And so
and sometimes the most dismissed children.
yeah, for sure.
And that's part of your path. I wanted to go back to this thing because you picked up on it, like, that's resentment.
Yeah.
And it was like, you were absolutely correct. What I was describing was something personal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, so before we get to that, I just want to finish this train of thought.
I apologize.
No, you're good. So, like, my experience with how I viewed my parents, my dad, for example, was like, oh, he loves me if I do something, if I achieve something, right? And when I do achieve something, it's good for a second, but it doesn't feel like it's enough. There's always another milestone, right? And so there's always that, like, distance. And I started to look at myself and notice in my life how I would do the same thing in relationships. I start to create, like, goalposts of when the people I was with were, like, enough for me. Or telling myself the same thing, like, I have to do something to get love. And so I'd start attracting people where I'd try to prove myself.
That'll create a deep underlying anxiety.
Yes. Yeah, and it's unstable. And you literally start activating the attachment style cycles.
Well, you're going to start activating the survival mechanism.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about love here. We don't negotiate with love.
Yeah, you go back into trauma.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and you start living in your freaking limbic system.
Wild.
Yeah.
And so this is what happens when you're subconsciously seeking love as a way to recognize a part of yourself through other people.
Yeah, it's like getting a hit of a drug, of feeling like you're enough, but not even being able to look in the mirror and see that.
Yeah, so you're either really good at controlling that little drug system, which could be coming to your detriment.
Yeah.
Because if you're really good at meeting that, then you can get other people to make you feel it, which means you have more vices, so you could go longer periods of time without having to really address.
Yeah, if you're super intelligent, like you and like me, you're able to do this.
Christians on the other
you're
side.
able to do this.
Yeah.
You're able to do, hey, this is my tolerance of love I can feel in my heart. I'm going to push you away if you do too much, but here's how you can show up for me. And I'm going to accept that to a certain degree. And then I'm going to kind of back away again because I actually don't want to feel what full love is. I want to feel love at the capacity I've known my whole life.
That's exactly where I'm at right now, man.
Yeah.
Because it's so interesting. I was noticing that I've been, I'll let you in my world for a little bit.
Let's do it, bro. How many times have we actually done that on your page?
Not many times. Not many times. Cool. Unfortunately, I don't feel most people have the tools.
Yeah.
And I trust that they don't.
Yeah.
They tell me a lot about themselves, and so we keep it where we can. That's something I'm learning to do in my life. But I think that this trip that I had when I went to go visit my grandmother when she passed away, I think a lot of the maternal wounding came up because I got to see my mother and her sisters, and then how they treat each other, and then how I was treated in this completely unconscious state.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time already describing people these things, so I'm not going to explain myself here. I just want to say what I really have to say.
Yeah.
And what I became really aware of is this underlying concept. And so my whole life, my relationship with my mother was shit. 21 years, shit. 21 years after, better.
Mm-hmm.
But this has been my discovery of like what is really happening unconsciously is that you're negotiating with the pain you've experienced from a caretaker and simultaneously removing your ability to see yourself and endlessly pursuing that in an elaborate way, depending on how capable you are, I could say how large your protective mechanism is, to still get that love. Because there's like this loss, potentially this loss that you will never get that. And like that's genuinely what I feel in my body. Like I never will. And when I became really aware of this resentment, of course you communicate it. I mean, you have to communicate it because it's what you've buried, it's what you've frozen. And then what I also recognize is that to be able to recognize yourself for your pain leaves you with the survival mechanism will even start to incorporate guilt into the system as a way to make you apologize for something you never did when you were the one in pain, as a way to get love from your caretakers. And what I mean, on a psychological level, it sounds really cool, but really what you're saying at the end of the day is that there's this deconstructed concept and also a deep, deep acceptance of other people, a deep, deep acceptance of something in yourself, and a letting go, and a reintegration, a re-immersing, a emerging of what it really is. And throughout this trip, I started actually recognizing that what I had towards my mother was not just what I had towards my mother's. I felt that she was responsible for all the relationships I've had in my life. All the relationships I had.
You see, that guilt thing is that right there is actually a huge clue to getting to the root of it. Because the guilt, as we push it away, we push away the part of ourselves that we actually need to look at. Because guilt is not bad. Guilt checks behavior. Shame is about who we are. Guilt is about a behavior. And so if you're feeling guilt, it means that's something you may also be doing internally. And one of the biggest things that can make us carry a lot of guilt in our life is not forgiving fully.
I don't know about forgiveness, man. I don't know if I'm there yet. And
to do it,
I think I'm ready to forgive.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know how.
See that, and that's where the guilt's coming from. Because your soul knows I cannot thrive and be who I need to be unless I actually forgive, one, the woman who gave birth to me, but I can't even have the woman I'm looking for unless I forgive. It's impossible because you would hold it over that woman's head for what your mom did.
I don't think that I couldn't meet a good partner without that. I think that that's what I believed for a long time, which is what made me so attached to trying to. I would remember I dismiss my needs completely, and I remove myself from my needs, and that disconnects me from myself and the inherent vulnerabilities that I need to live with. And so I become like partially blind in my relationships because I'm only as clear with my relationships as I am my needs.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I need, baby. Can you do that? I'd love to. I live to do that. And like, wonderful, let's do it. But I noticed that I even have partial blindness to that because I can't consider my emotional needs. My emotional needs are needs. I need to be seen.
Yeah.
And when I say I need to be seen, that means I need to be able to. I mean, that's the reason why I created the whole Superman thing, is because, great, perfect. In direct opposition to all of my needs, I've created this concept, and I forever serve that concept. But really who I am.
Let's change the language of that, though, because it doesn't have to be forever.
It doesn't have to be.
Serving a concept will become idolatry.
Yeah, well said.
So, again, you can attract amazing women into your life. But if there's not that forgiveness coming out of you and being dealt with, you're going to try and turn her into that situation. And she'll become a mother wound for you.
Well, that's kind of, that's the enmeshment, right?
Yeah.
At a distance or right next to you, it's still there.
Yeah.
And it's clearly something you bring with you. What came to mind when you said that, or really what came to heart, was clearly this is something I need to go through. And it's something I've never let myself go through, not completely. Because even in my hatred, I would never acknowledge the love that I had. And that's what makes this so difficult for me, is that like, this isn't just somebody I hate.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist. Hate's is a very complex emotion.
Yeah.
It's closer to love than it is to anything else.
Facts. Yeah.
Yet, but I feel so much pain and love. And that's when it's like,
that's an addiction.
I get that. I really get it.
Yeah.
I really get it. And to say that I haven't had this even in my relationships is absolutely absurd. Like, but what I'm noticing is that if I have the ability to let go, that she's not my relationship with her is not responsible for the partner I'm with, then I would be able to forgive her. Kind of like the Joseph story. I mean, you're using all of these biblical concepts, which is actually everything I do. Just you have to, let them find out. And
talk about it loudly, bro.
Well, absolutely. I think that's actually where I believe if I open my heart more, I'll be in that direction.
Yeah,
I
know.
I really
because that's the only way you'll find God.
You saw me. You saw me.
I've seen you. I've seen what you look like behind the.
Yeah.
I see through you, bro.
Yeah. Well, you see me. You would see through that thing that I made me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It feels really good.
Yeah,
Feels
bro.
really good.
And the seeing thing though is it first starts with seeing yourself fully and owning that. Like there is comfort in that persona that is put on because it feels strong, but weakness is where the strength is. Because that's where the truth is at.
Well said, yeah.
You can't heal unless you admit that you need healing.
Well said.
Well
said. Yeah, if you're not willing to feel weak, then you will never find the source of your strength.
Yeah.
It seems to me that it's in that direction. It's what I tell all my male clients. It's like, oh, all your insecurities and inadequacies and all the things that make you feel weak, we're going to develop a relationship with all of those.
Yeah. So here's what I'd say, though, in terms of the forgiveness thing, you don't know how to do it.
No.
One, it first starts with the intention to do it. And that comes down to choice. It's willingly being like, and whatever your relationship is with God, he could be a concept right now. He could be someone you relate with. But
I'm glad you made that nuance because right now I'm talking to you like I have nothing to explain. You could watch the last year of my content.
Yeah.
I know you understand.
Yes.
So I'm not going to waste time with extra words or explaining myself here.
For sure.
I really mean that this is important to me.
For sure. No, I could tell. I can tell. I can feel it.
Oh, hush.
Dude, I feel you, bro. But it first starts with like, God, I choose to forgive my mom. Like I'm choosing to actually put it down, and you close your eyes and you can literally imagine that weight that you're carrying there and everything attached to it. For me, I imagine myself putting it at the foot of the cross.
That's not something I have as a Jew.
Yeah.
As in,
I was Jewish too.
A different symbol.
Luckily, he was the Jewish Messiah.
What am I giving you? Luckily, he is the Jewish Messiah.
Yeah. So we're chilling there. But I mean, either way, I had the same. I grew up Jewish, so it's like, it's the same way.
My father was Christian, mother's Jewish. So I grew up with all the New Testament stories too. I deeply resonate with them. I resonate with them more the older I get.
Here's the beautiful thing, bro. I didn't actually recognize Jesus until I allowed myself to be in this relationship with my girl, because she showed me how to drop into my heart. And it was only then that I recognized him.
Well, you got some help, brother. I need some help.
Yeah, but it first started letting her in, and bro, the pain. Listen, I know you're gonna be the type of guy where you're gonna have to experience a little bit of the oh God, I just got crushed, and feel that, and still want to reconcile.
I am feeling that.
Yeah. So keep feeling that without analyzing it.
Yes. And
that's the trap.
That's the trap. That is the trap. I am feeling it. I do feel very deeply crushed. I feel heartbroken. I feel a deep pain in my heart.
So here I'll do this is let's just feel in our bodies right now. Like where you feel that tension of the past with your mom, with that mother wound, like where is it at? Is the heart?
The left side.
Yeah, what does it feel like?
It feels like a limb that you lost feeling in.
So it's like a ghost thing.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's there. It's just deeply calloused, deeply covered.
Yeah, hard heart.
Very hard heart. Like, when you could be very sensitive to something. And when your hands fell to sleep when you poke it with a knife and you don't feel it.
Yeah.
Like, your finger is there and you know that it's going to bleed and that will hurt. I just don't feel it very deep.
And it's hard because that's addicting. Because that firmness turns into the persona coming out of.
Yeah, they mirror each other.
Yes. And so one thing I would do, which the people I work with, this is what we do, is I want you to think back, just with your eyes closed, feeling into your heart. When was the first time you felt wounded by her?
I was very young. Very, very young.
And just kind of feel that.
About 4.
Yeah.
4 years old. felt so foreign, so distant, so cold. Then at about 7, that's when it became really clear that whatever I had to express was not important.
Mm-hmm.
And that continued to evolve as I got older. It was like no matter how much I developed myself or even learned to communicate, it was never really a part of me, like my emotions, my feelings, what I really felt, the pain I was in. I couldn't make sense of it. I was in a steel trap environment of everything's fine. Like, no, not everything's fine. I had to grow up to realize my parents' secrets. They lived their dual life. I grew up in their duality, but I grew up on the opposite end of everything I needed.
Mm.
And that's why I understand the importance of darkness, why this is like my career, like integrating the shadow. I know better than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be removed from it completely, but to live self-consciously with that for my whole life. Like,
Yeah.
that made me feel seen. And then I created a home there, you know?
You create pride in the shadow.
I did. Yeah, I
And then
do.
you never know the light.
I do.
Yeah.
And it hurt. It hurt because I know what even hurts even more is the consistency of I'm maintaining it now. Don't need to worry. I don't need to say her name twice. I know I'm upholding that.
So let's go back into that moment. Like, close your eyes again. Go back into that 4-year-old. And I want you to imagine, like, those moments you felt you were unseen. What did that look like? What was that experience like? What was happening?
It's 4 or 7. It keeps going between the two.
Yeah, whatever it is. Just visual experience.
It's like I'm bleeding. It's like my heart is bleeding.
Mm.
And I don't know how to say what I need, but I know it's there. And I know it's there. I could see it's there, but it's not available. And so it's like I'm clawing on a door, steel door, and I could feel what's on the other side of it. I could hear a heartbeat on the other side of it. A heart I need. I needed that heart. A tenderness, a compassion, a softness, an understanding. And I don't feel when I was a kid. I mean, I don't know why I do that, but are you asking what I felt?
I love this. Yeah. Yeah. So it was an experience of her basically not hearing you, right? Or
Yeah.
seeing you.
Not seeing, not being heard, not being understood.
Yeah.
My suffering was in silence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. It's like you voice your needs. It's like whatever.
And anything I need from her, I need in another woman. She made that very clear.
And it was that
And at a very, very young age, I would hear, "Oh, you need to get married young."
Yeah.
Like, oh, so that you don't have to do your job.
Yeah.
Like, I have a viciousness inside of me because she's the toughest thing on planet Earth.
Yeah.
You know, people have written books about Jewish mothers.
Yeah.
And they've written their whole
For
lives
sure.
have been destroyed by that.
Yeah.
I get it at its highest dosage. And there's a reason it's a stereotype. Because it's real.
Yeah.
Forgive me, continue.
No, I can literally feel your heart as we get close to it. It's like, no.
Yeah,
I can feel it makes like I have this weird energetic ability. It literally makes me feel hot.
Yeah.
Temperature wise.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
So I can feel there's like a deep anger for sure. It's just deep anger.
Yeah.
And it's like not even wanting to look at her because she didn't look at you.
So well said. Yeah. So well said.
I just don't even want to look at you.
Yeah, I don't even want to look at you. Don't even want to consider it.
Yeah. Like you disgust me.
Repulsion.
Yeah. It literally and so because she didn't show that realness, when someone else shows that realness, no, I don't want that. This is what I'm used to.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't get that realness.
And so then you're like, God, this is fake. Like these are fake tears. This isn't real.
I dismiss myself completely.
Yeah.
That's so wonderfully said.
Yeah, you gaslight your own existence.
Oh my God, because I've been gaslit my whole existence.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, I have
But
a
you
video
think you
of this
deserve
before, so before this comes out, you'll get to see that I had to like fucking recognize the fact that that's been happening.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you're totally right. That's exactly what it feels like. I gaslight myself at this point.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've known.
Yeah.
And even the other day I had an argument with her and she started to do that. I started to question whether or not even what I was presenting was real.
Yeah.
And I would eventually then start going like, oh no, quickly forgive her.
Yeah.
I did something wrong.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, if she can do that, I mean, don't even start what I do to myself. because that makes a lot of sense. I think that I can create such a distance, such a disregard, such a dismissal.
Yeah.
And it's a form of betrayal. It's like a deep form of betrayal.
False peace is a disagreement with truth at the end of the day.
That's so rich. False peace is a disagreement with truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I try my best to help the clients that I work with just to recognize that in a nutshell. That's all.
Because what you can see in them, they're just a mirror of you. That's why they're showing up, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then what you see in me is there in you. And it's like, I'm actually not doing anything. I'm being. I'm just being. And I'm recognizing that feeling in the heart, which is you just seeing yourself first of all, and just no longer saying like, I'm unworthy to feel this. Like, wait, I can't feel like a piece of shit today. Like there's something in your mind that says, if I do this, it's not even worth it because they won't care. No one cares. I'm on my own anyway. I gotta be the strong man. Like, I'm a burden to somebody. Like, I know that language is in there somewhere. You're just like, I'm just gonna hold it together and be strong.
It's a different kind of language.
Yeah.
I think the dismissing of it is really, really real.
Yeah.
It's not that I would be weak if I opened up to that. It's that, is that even real? Am I doing this to myself? Is this a self-inflicted pain?
Yeah.
And that's the whole guilt. It's like this guilty feeling. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And this keeps coming up. Like, there's something I'm doing wrong if I'm feeling this. And that's been this extraordinarily distant relationship I have with my emotions. And to say that I'm there is absurd. I've made progress. And I could see that I'm coming closer. I'm coming closer. And to think that, whoa, okay, shit, I haven't even really put my hand in the fire yet.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me lets me know how hot it really is.
Yeah.
Because I'm sweating.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
So that though, the sweating is where you want to sit. You want to stay in that uncomfortable area. It's like a furnace. It's burning off the bullshit. And so there's like, I want you to imagine back when you felt like you were unseen. Have you ever tried to empathize with her?
Such a dangerous thing for me to do for somebody who constantly exemplifies their behavior. I don't see myself ever. I could say something that hurt me and immediately right after start defending that person. And it's not just with her, it's with people that have showed me things about me. The people I was closest with that I would never think I could get that close to. Even a close friend of mine, he just gave me a call today, no coincidence. I didn't pick up because I'm no longer friends with him. But I don't think I've ever made that clear because I did the same thing I did with my mother that I did with him. I like completely ignored the fact that this person stabbed me in the back and was like, let me try a relationship at a distance, And every time I talk about the things that made him so dishonest, I also then start to go, yeah, he's just a genius, misunderstood. Like, I start defending them.
Yeah.
But I also start dismissing myself. And so, like, internally, there's like what did you just do there? Like, I don't know how to be able to establish that and the love simultaneously.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, I could do one or the other,
Yeah. It's like love. I mean, bro, like when your caretaker literally just does not validate your own experience, you start to justify everybody else's rather than your own. Because you had to become the parent in that relationship. You didn't have anyone to take feelings to.
No.
That's the core issue here, is there was no one to hold you. There's no nurturing. There's no and so what happens, and this is the pattern, bro. Listen.
Don't say that word.
You find a woman, you know what's going to happen?
I want to hold you.
You're going to be like, hold me, baby.
Yeah,
hold me.
I see that.
Which is great. Like, but it's not living in that. After a while, they'll be like, all right, come on. Like,
well, I don't think I would live in that. I think that to know that I've went for myself into this deep, great unknown. Everything about me dissolves there. There is nothing I have that I could take with me there.
Yeah.
It is profoundly unknown. It's the line between that and what I do know. And there's a transcendent beauty just in that space in between. Now, I'm terrified of going there. I mean, I'm terrified of
I know, I can tell.
And I could see how I protect myself with women now.
Huh?
Where like I could see even how even my charm and charisma and everything that I even present as a form of protection from my heart, which is the one place I would love someone
Yeah.
and simultaneously throw them the fuck out at the speed of light.
Yes.
That bag, it's a desperation, it's a hunger, and it's froth at the mouth, followed by a stay the fuck away
Yeah.
at the same equivalent. Like I see how my concept was created as a form of protection to survive in my life. But if love is a priority, then that concept's got to go.
Yeah.
And it's like if God is number one, then the other God's got to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Fact.
But that's a
ironically,
that's a relationship. You won't know everything about that God.
This is the same as saying, "Hey, I'm God."
The concept, yeah. The
Yeah.
Avodah Zarah, the
Yeah.
idol worship, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not trusting the guidance of God, like of the flow of what it's like to live in relationship with God and let him love you. You're finding an emotional center in something outside of you, right? And you're so intelligent that you can literally like conquer so many people mentally. But when feelings come up, you're like, inconvenient. Like, no, I don't want that. Dude, the people in your life are all just reflecting what's happening internally. And so, you may have a lot of close relationships, but still feel something is missing there. And that's just your own connection to your heart. Nothing other people
totally
can.
correct.
Yeah.
It's nothing other people can do.
No one can get that for you.
I've been noticing that I've been subtly blaming the people closest to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a weird woe is me, and that's dangerous.
Yes.
It's really dangerous because it's not me.
Yeah.
That's not me. I mean, I really feel that. I'm impressed with your ability, deeply impressed. I mean, it's necessary. It's very necessary.
I don't know what my ability is other than to just feel my own shit.
Well, yeah, you're helping me do that for me so effortlessly, but I also think you're helping me. You said, have you ever tried empathizing? And I said the dangers of me empathizing is that my whole life I've diminished everything that I felt. So I don't have, and I know this is part of the whole recognition, I don't understand compassion. If I have a maternal wound, that's a feminine expression. That's the feminine component of God. I mean, honor your father and your mother as a commandment seems to be deeply profound in relationship to understanding the God. There is no freedom without an understanding of mom and dad, without an understanding of the masculine and feminine. We're in the deepest shackles of all.
Yeah.
Our own understanding of ourselves and what's intrinsic in us. We eventually put God out in the stars and the sky to everything that we're too afraid to face that we experience from the people we loved most.
Yeah.
That inherently shaped our conceptualization of God.
Bro.
But
I love how you can spit a bar, but then it's like, oh, we need to connect to the heart.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck me, dude. I can spit a bar, but I'm like,
yeah.
One second.
But
what did I do
already
with
know
that?
the internal language is already. I
motherfucker.
know the internal language is already like, God, that was so good. I feel disconnected from my heart.
Fuck you. I have to give up a lot, man. I have to go. I need to take off this fucking thing, dude. It's getting hot.
Man, I would say I had it.
Well, tell me about how you went through it. I think that would help me understand it. I think you
For
really
me, it was
understand.
hurting my girl so many times that I was like, God, I'm crushing someone I love.
How did you hurt her?
Just not be fully connected to my heart myself.
Yeah, you just
I was in conquer mode.
Yeah.
You're here to serve me. You're here to do this for me. Like,
yeah, cool.
Not seeing her, but not showing up for her. Not being able to show up for her because I wouldn't own my own emotional experience. Like, I did not want to go into myself and be like, God, I've been lying to myself so much. This mask I've had is complete BS. Like, I don't want to feel what it feels like to grieve. It's the grief we want to avoid because in grief means death. You literally feel death.
So much loss. When my grandmother passed, I recognized
I immediately had your grandmother pop up in my head there.
Yeah, that's when the grief really came up, and then I realized how much more I'm really grieving, how much more loss I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
And I'm getting close. I've never been so close to death.
Yeah, and there's death's just a part of life. Like, there's
no. Don't you hate that cope? Don't you hate that disembodied bullshit?
Yeah.
Like, get up on the horse.
It's like, are you freaking human?
Like, where did you get that from? Like, okay, congratulations, you're correct.
Yeah.
If you're so far removed from the experience of death, like, that's not an easy thing to internalize. Like, it's just part of life. Is that the best you got?
Here's how to grieve it. You have to sit and you have to look at the finality of it. They're never coming back. There's no more hoping that they're going to change because everything has changed. They're gone. And that's what sucks. But the hardest thing to grieve is someone who's still alive. And in your case, it's your mother. That's why breakups suck too. But you've been grieving yourself your entire life. You literally, if you open yourself up, this whole empathy thing, the reason it's hard is because every time you've done this, reached out of the cave, boom, or cage, little smack, right? Oh, I'm going to get rejected if I try and connect. If I connect from the heart, I can reach them with my mind and I can do all the gymnastics to freaking get there. I can be like a parkour master. But if I just simply open myself, I'm going to get shot with an arrow.
I have been shot.
Yeah.
Many times.
Because every time I've put out love, there's a mirror that reflects it back and hits me with my own pain. I hit my own pain. I don't have anyone to help me ground pain.
That's so well said. I wrote that down. I don't see myself in pain. I don't let pain ground me.
Yeah.
And I don't have a space to be grounded with pain. Like, I need pain. It makes reality very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And truth, love, pain, those things are real.
Yeah.
And if you've been emotionally manipulated, you're going to need all three of those.
But see, they can also become addictions because
pain?
the story
becomes an addiction. That removes you from the emotion.
And the story amplifies the emotion. The story is the root.
I don't think pain is bad. I think
it's not bad. Pain's transformative. But when we stay in pain, we don't go anywhere. We just stay in our own suffering.
That's what I wanted to understand, because this has been something I've been noticing lately, which is like the subconscious fear of emotions, like subtly coming out.
I can sense like a pride in you of your ability to hold pain.
Ah, fuck me. Yeah, of course. I think it's tough. It's not tough. It's weak.
Yeah,
it's
you're like,
terrible.
I'm an Atlas, dude. Like, this is why I'm strong.
Yeah, this is great.
I can hold up everyone else's problems while I feel like I'm cracking in half.
Yeah, but it's not virtue.
It's not virtue at all. No, it's a hero complex.
Yeah, it's an altruism. It's an altruism. It's not
because you don't know who's actually holding you.
No, and that's what I want. I want to be held, and that's when you said those words, like, oh, you want someone to hold you, and it's like, oh boy, yeah. Like, I want someone to hold me. I scream that out from my heart, heart of hearts. Like, I want someone to hold me. I want to be held in my pain, because I could really be seen for it. I don't recognize it that much.
Yeah.
I close off to it so quickly. You know, I remember the reason actually why I did all of this was because of a breakup. You know, that's when things became clear to me what I need to do in my life.
Yeah.
That was the most pain I ever experienced in my life, because it was the worst possible relationship I had with my mother at the time, and the worst possible relationship that I had with my girlfriend at the time. And in those 3 weeks, there was so much pain. I had to split. You know, I had to split. And I took part of myself and created a character of Matthew McConaughey. And the thing is that everything that was me that actually spoke out to me about Matthew McConaughey, I repressed deeply.
Yeah.
So like, I experienced myself through the concept. And then it would have been Naftali, but instead it was now Matthew McConaughey, and that's not Naftali. He's buried deep down somewhere, and he's been coming back from the depths. And I mean that.
See, here's how we clear the wound and the poison is first owning deeply what it is. And it feels like absolute hell to admit it. So it's like, for me, one of my wounds that I went through was the sexual wound with lust, right? I had porn addiction at a point, sex addiction, because at the end of the day, it was that same feeling of like, I want to receive love, but I'm not worthy of it. And if you look at what porn is, that's what it is. It's a manifestation of, I'm going to watch love happen, but I'm not worthy of receiving it. So it's one-sided.
Embody the shame I feel about myself.
Exactly. And so, dude, I had an experience. It was an actual experience with Jesus. Like,
when did this happen?
Bro, man, I had the final cut of it actually like 3 months ago, after going through like a deep separation.
Well, I really appreciate your struggles that you shared about sex and porn. For me, it was
and it's like, that's the thing, is like, you can
crazy.
think you conquered it, and then it comes back if you don't go to the root. And so it's like, even for me, like, I've been working through the ownership of those feelings, because it's like, oh God, I don't even want to share it. It's like, right now I feel the flush coming up in my face. I feel like, oh, there's this embarrassment. But it's like, I can sit in that, and I can hold that space in myself of like, you know what, this is who I am. What the hell do I have to hide? And so it's like, as I sat there though, you know, I didn't have.
When was this? How long ago was this?
That was probably like 3 months ago.
3 months ago.
Was the final blow because I
wanted to know when you knew this was a thing. Like when did this start? I mean, porn I'm familiar with probably earlier.
Well, yeah, it was. So that I was exposed to early. There was phases of that. Yeah, I was like addicted to, like when I was young, especially. We took pride in elementary school of who could
jerk off the most.
The most. Yeah, whatever.
You knew more porn stars than you knew human beings.
It was bad. It was bad, and it was like you didn't think there's anything wrong with it, and I got exposed to some nasty stuff.
Well, it's deeply traumatizing.
It's deeply traumatizing, and you don't want to tell anyone about that, and so like.
Definitely don't want to tell women about it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And there was this deep unworthiness where like, if I opened up about it, then I'm unworthy and I'm going to be left. And unfortunately, there've been times in my life where that was true, and so it kept reaffirming that hardness in the heart, similar type of thing. And so what happened though, was after this final blow of just hiding myself so much and finding myself in a situation where I'm on my own now, I allowed myself after just a day of that to feel so deeply how I lost everything I love, like business success. Last year was chaotic. Business success, relationship stress, my fitness, like everything was falling apart. And I literally started screaming out loud, willingly from the heart, truly seeking Jesus, because I had this still belief he was a concept. Right? I thought he was an idea. I was bawling my freaking eyes out. I said, Jesus, I need you right now. And I'm like throwing up, like deep, deep grief coming out. I go to the toilet and I start having the deepest puke I've ever had, but nothing physical came up.
I could feel, a lot of heaving. I could
feel the energy though of grief and shame coming out of my body. And it felt like old gunk.
Yeah, like your nervous system starts to shake it through.
Yeah, there was that, but I felt literally like a ball of, it's like Dragon Ball Z. I was freaking puking of energy and I could feel it leaving my body. And dude, I had a full experience with Jesus that night as I was going through that where, bro, he showed up in a way that I just did not expect. And I just felt comforted of, I am worthy and I'm loved just for who I am. And it was only him who could deliver that.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what he represents, the embodiment of man and God.
Yeah.
And to see that, to feel that.
And I was prayed over by my girl too, which like he used her as a way to access that open-heartedness in a time of tenderness.
Oh, man, because like I'm pretty tender at the moment, and I could see how I like to, I'm not very real.
Yeah.
Not with this. I'm not very real. And I could see it in my behaviors. Like, that's not me.
Yeah.
Like, what's me is something that I almost perceive as it's just not real. Don't even acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But it's very, very real. I'm seeing that in the conversation. Like, I'm terrified of that being seen.
Yeah.
That's also the thing I want most.
Yeah. It's like, oh, my audience, like all these people, hey, yo, you guys could reject me. I don't really care. I already accepted myself. It's like,
but I'd have an elaborate response for that one that could fool them.
They'll do whatever they want. I don't care. But it's like, that's the thing is with the eyes on you, you're like, God, am I worthy to actually say that I feel like a broken freaking person right now? And am I worthy to feel that and them not look at me with this Superman persona? Like, am I able to be super weak?
Am I be able to be super weak in front of the people that I feel are super?
And that's why Jesus was amazing, because he literally died for love.
Could I ask the nature of I mean, because you described something that has to do with lust.
Yeah. Let's do it, bro.
A lot of I think this is cool because
this is the deepest wound for men.
It is. For me, it's actually really manifesting itself emotionally.
Yeah.
Like, I noticed that was actually something for me, like, because a lot of my sexual behavior was the only way I could be seen, and I'd have to like enforce that as a way, as like, this is what it's going to be, right? Like an attachment to that. But what I want to know for you was, what was the nature of it? Like, was it porn in a relationship? Was it other women? Was it just constantly looking outward? I mean, it could have smaller manifestations the more you address it.
It was like, are you asking what my desire was overall that I was just seeking?
Yeah, because I think that the term lust is removed from its necessity. Like, there's a necessary lust. And so I only say that because
Yeah. So lust goes beyond just sex.
Right? Oh, so we're talking about...
Well, because if I was feeling less lustful in a sexual sense, then I'd also start, overeating or having too much of a lust for life and traveling my freaking butt off, going all over the world.
So what you call void filling behaviors.
You took the word out of my mouth. And it's because I was not allowing myself to accept that I was loved by God. He loves.
That's so troubling for me because I remember my mind's like, we're good, man. Green light, like go in the fires, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right? But my heart has a different story to tell. And my relationships tell that story.
Yeah.
Because I think, in a lot of ways, like what the world sees is true. And I'm not putting out a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was something you found. You're like, oh, this is fucking real.
Yeah.
It is real. It's a part of me. This part of me, my heart, it's a numb hand that I could, just slightly move a few fingers here and there.
Yeah.
But I before I even started, I didn't have an arm.
Yeah.
That was my concept of it. Like, oh, what? Like,
so what's the addiction other than your persona that you've used to soothe that pain?
It's a really good point. What's the addiction? I was sent a message by somebody the other day, and it was just like an email message, but it hit a chord.
Yeah.
And she was like one of these coaches, and she's like, actually, fuck me, dude. Some people might be really good at this. And I totally dismissed them. Because I remember this one time when I met her, she was such a mom.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to get her clothes off. And she's like, look, I'm down for that, but you're just so disconnected from your heart. And I'm like, oh, here we fucking go again, right? Yeah, the mommy I'm looking for,
Yeah.
And she's a good coach. And she sent me this message just the other day. How's your addiction going?
Whew.
And I didn't understand what that meant. I didn't even respond to the message.
Oh, she was a mom that saw you.
Yeah, she's a mother.
Look at the pattern there.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
How's the addiction going?
Mm.
I mean, that makes so much sense. I was just doing a lot of 12 steps for other people. I mean, fucking hell, I'm really scared.
Yeah.
Really scared. Like I want to dip the fuck out when I heard that. Like addiction to what?
Sit in that. I can see that. Sit in that for a second. See, that's the thing is you want to skip over the feeling.
Yeah, I want to get my, my F1 car.
There's enough to be like, I'm really scared. Am I safe to say it? Rather than, I'm shitting my pants right now.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Just let myself take that a little bit. You're like, I'm going to dip my toes in and pretend I'm Michael Phelps.
I really like that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's original.
Uh-huh.
That's original. I'm going to dip my toes in and pretend I'm Michael Phelps. That's fucking incredible. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's fucking great.
Why do you think people live through everyone else?
Yeah. I'll dip my toes in.
Yeah. I'm going to dip. Me watching them is enough of the emotional experience for me to pretend I'm living it.
But it's such a removal from everything that is life.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that is love too.
Yeah. Because I can bypass the sacrifice it requires me to actually live that.
Yeah, the embodiment that love requires and the participation that it calls for.
Yeah, we want the take without the sacrifice. That's the embodiment of lust.
Just the take without the sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental lie that you're reinforcing within yourself that's cutting you off from the source of love at all.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
And
this
is how we know Jesus loved us. Because he did nothing. He didn't ask, he did everything. He didn't ask for anything in return other than to have faith in him. He gave his life. He gave his life for the love of humanity. Because he had everything. He literally sacrificed. Dude, he sacrificed heaven, which is a real place. I used to think it was just like a mental concept. And that whole hermeticism
like that if he is God and man is one, and he sacrificed himself, then the here on after he gave up so that he knows, so that he could tell us we are loved.
He gave everything up, dropped himself to the most humble rank to reconcile a relationship with him. He just wanted a relationship. And I'm not religious in any sense, but if you look in the sense of religions and all that, what's the difference? Islam, you attain your way. You attain your way by good deeds to heaven. In religious Judaism, it's very legalistic. I'm going to just follow the Torah.
Unfortunately, that's part of Jewish culture.
Yeah,
the Torah
that's
is your Torah.
That's the Pharisees.
The same Torah.
It's the Pharisees. It's the Old Testament. I'm going to do the law. I'm going to do the right thing, but I don't actually want the relationship. Hinduism, Buddhism, all these things is attainment. But what's the difference with Jesus? We don't have to go to the top of the mountain. He came down from the top of the mountain to meet us.
What's that telling you about your pursuits? That's rich.
I don't have to pursue anything. I just have to allow him to hold me and guide me to where he wants me to go.
Well, that's deeply maternal. I mean,
He's
to
a
be
deeply
held and
maternal
to be
and
guided.
Father God.
Yeah. Well, that's God.
That's the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. He literally just wants to have a relationship with us. We cannot earn his love, because that would be saying that what he did on the cross was not enough.
Yeah, well,
It's a deep ungratefulness because we can't see.
oh man.
And that's the thing. That's why he's on there dying. He says, "Forgive them, Father, for they do not understand." They literally had no idea what they were doing to God. Bro, I had the most beautiful experience with my woman, deeply intimate. I have not said this on anything, but it was a recent experience where, you know, her and I were getting into a little back and forth. But during that day earlier, I was reading and I had just this idea come into my head of wash your feet. Like Jesus washed the disciples' feet. So I text her, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wash your feet tonight. Like, okay, cool. So anyway, that day, go over, made some dinner with her. Had a little stressful situation, got into a little spiff. And, you know, I was about to go home, but I was still like, you know, I'm going to wash her feet.
Do you mind sharing the nature of the spiff?
Yeah, it was just like one of those, we're cooking the freaking grill, caught the food on fire, and I didn't respond the way she was expecting in the moment.
Okay, that seems more behavioral than it is problem.
It was. It's a behavioral thing, but, you know, anyway, I was like, I'm still going to wash your feet before we go. And so, you know, we go up to the guest bathroom, turn on the bathtub, fill that up. She's still not wanting to talk to me. I'm still feeling awkward. I'm a little like, what's going on? I want to just get through this feeling, right? And still like, why is she mad at me? And me feeling guilt and all this stuff. I was like, I got to focus on her. So I'm filling up this tub and I start washing her feet. After like 5-ish minutes of doing that in silence, put down the scrubbing tools and I'm just about ready to go. And as I stand up, she's like, okay, you sit up here now. I'm like, what? She's like, let me wash your feet. I was like, huh. And so I sit up there, bro. Oh, man. I'm sitting up there and as she's washing my feet, bro, like, dude, I had a vision put in my head of I was sitting at the Last Supper with the disciples and Jesus was washing my feet. Like she was Jesus and I saw him in front of me, bro. It was the most heartbreaking experience to see the heart of God in front of me and realizing what humanity did.
The heart of God in front of me.
The heart of God, lowering himself onto his knees to wash my feet like a dad.
What he'd be willing to do for us.
He literally washed our sin. He washed our darkness away. We can give it to him. And I sat there.
And your long journey to wash your feet is to wash away the dust that's on it.
I sat there watching him wash my feet through her, but seeing him. And I just start bawling. And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I cannot believe we killed God. And my heart broke. And the rest of that night, it was beautiful. We put on some worship music and we sat there just freaking crying together.
I mean, yeah, fucking she needed it. You guys had a little bicker.
Yeah, no, and she was like,
you guys just need space.
She was like, it was a humbling experience for her too. Because she's like, God, me humbling myself allowed this experience to happen for him and for Jesus to move through me.
Well, I mean, there's a much higher level of consciousness here. I also think that there's an integrated feminine that you've worked on, because that's an intuitive thought. And it's arbitrary. It's also kind of odd, right? I'm gonna wash my girl's feet. Like,
it's
1400 BC.
That was him whispering.
Well, and those things, you listen to those things, and they lead your relationship. They take you to where you're looking to go. And I mean, I love what you said, and it's, you know, I can't believe we killed God. That was the heart of God came down here, just to let you know how much He loves us. I've been very deeply moved by the biblical stories, and I think I've been reading the Genesis story again.
My heart's breaking right now, dudes. I feel it.
Well, like, I mean, it's real.
Yeah.
Like, this is like a real grief. I mean, it's the grief or the addiction, and the grief creates this, like, you can get close, you can get your cheek up against this eternal love, and it's intrinsic. You don't need to reach out. It's so damn close, closer than your soul. And when you suggested this to her, it was almost like you yourself were understanding what you need. And there's like this masculine and feminine collectively. And when I was reading the story of Noah recently, I realized that when we fell from paradise, Adam and Eve, God says to Adam, "Where are you?" I read those words and it broke my heart. It's like, where are you? And by Adam, man and woman. And it was a heartfelt sadness that he felt. I mean, the fall from paradise was so far.
Bro, shame.
So far.
Shame made them hide. It was shame. It was shame.
But
that's the
that's also something I want to talk to you about, which is like using the biblical language now that we can. I think that you have tremendous insight. And if you feel that I'm avoiding the thing that I need to talk about that's really clear, just tell me. I won't talk about this. I don't need to. It's there.
I know it's there, but it's also, that's the thing about that energy inside, is it's not my job to force it out, because you know it. And God doesn't force things out of us. He allows us, he invites. We have to step forward. It's not my job to force it out. It's not my job to just call it out. Like, I can say it and see, like, yeah, I do see it. But imagine me saying, like, to a kid, hey, feel your emotion, feel your emotion, feel your emotion. They're like, I'm going to lock up because that's unsafe.
Yeah, you just created the back end version of feeling emotions. That means you're completely unintegrated with feeling them. I don't think you could throw all of psychology out the window if you can get people to recognize their humanity.
Your psyche right now is saying, hey, I want this person to pull this feeling out of me instead of being able to look.
You're right.
And
you're right.
Like, I want to just hold it.
I can recognize that. I don't think that it's just me avoiding it. You're right. I could trust it.
It's like, when's the last time you cried in front of a grown man?
I do it a lot, about 3 times a week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think for the first time in my life was with my father.
Okay. How recent was that?
Before we left to Israel, about a month ago.
Okay, wow. Good.
And I remember I watched this movie called The Music Man.
Yeah.
And it was a movie that he showed me when I was younger, and I never really quite understood it. But it's a story about a con artist going from town to town. And he ends up finding love. And love reminds him of the goodness in himself, which is the difference between a con artist and a good man, as they both have ridiculous ideas and dreams. And the good man just has a reminder, or when he was loved by her, he was able to recognize an intrinsic goodness that he was terrified of existing, because that means love is real. And it
makes you face every unworthiness when you have.
And the movie that where it made me cry so much is by the end of the movie, he was finally, held back court, and everybody said, who wants to, he's a con artist, he's going town to town, we found him, we found his papers, but everybody in the town was struck with life. Meaning the things that he did was good. And he was so removed from his own actions because he was just surviving. And it's like, even the person that has the worst of intentions, the things that they're doing, even in pursuit to fulfill that inner addiction, are good. And when Marion, the librarian, it's a very poetic movie, so you're going to get a lot of that, loves him. Of course, he loves her, but he can't believe it. And it's the story of a man with a closed-off heart. And I think the difference between a man with an open heart and a closed heart is that he can't believe that love exists. You
know who you are? You're Will from Good Will Hunting.
Will from Good Will Hunting?
Yeah.
I need to see that movie now. I mean, I'll take that from you. I don't know who Will is.
He is a genius. He's like this kid who is most genius mathematician, smart dude. But he works as a janitor at the school, and he's just holding himself back because he does not see his own worth internally in the heart. And Robin Williams is his counselor. And there's a day where he's sitting in the office and he's like, Will, it's not your fault. He's just like, yeah. He's like, it's not your fault. He's like, it's not your fault. He's like, you're messing with me. He's like, it's not your fault. And he keeps going, it's not your fault, not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. And he just freaking cracks, dude. And it's like, I don't know if you've had that voice with yourself from a place of deep empathy.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault, dude. Your maternal wound, here's how you see it. What made her feel scared to open up and hold her own emotions?
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw her home. I saw what her mother was like. It was not easy.
Yeah.
That was not easy.
Now do this. Imagine her in that situation as a 5-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole different kind of understanding. That's forgiveness.
Yeah. Now that's empathy. That's saying, hey, Mom, this is the conversation you have. Hey, Mom, I've actually resented you my whole life and I haven't forgiven you for that. But I choose to do that now, whether you see it as bad or not. But I want you to know I've seen who you are as a kid and I'm sorry for what you grew up in.
You know, I need to shut the fuck up for a second. I really like what you said there, because that is intrinsically true. I doubt my emotions so much that even when I felt that deep kind of empathy, I said, "Are you sure it's not pity?" That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, "Are you sure that's not pity? How do you know it's not pity? Like, I'm sorry for you. Like, do I actually mean that?"
Here's compassion. Pity is I'm sorry for you, but I don't want to be associated with that. Compassion is I'm sorry with you right now. I'm not going to get myself sucked into it, but I see you and I feel you. And I truly am sorry that you had to go through that, and I love you and I'm here for you.
Man, I know that's actually what she needs to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's what I need to hear too.
That's what a lot of the women on your page need to hear. Ladies.
A lot of it, yeah. It's not a... I mean, I can only say thank you. That's all I could say. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And that grieving though, it's
there's been a lot of grief in my life.
Grief, the depth of your grief is the depth of your life.
Oh, I guess we're good.
No, it's fire. I'm doing it now. But like grief, allowing yourself to feel death is the only way you can hold life. It's the only way. That's why Jesus gave himself so he could hold all of life. As God. It's dude, when you see the heart in it, not just the concept, not just like the idea.
There's so much heart in the story. The story is all heart. It was to remind you of a world that lives without it is not life. And it seems to me like the first thing to go is the feminine. I think that starts even in the beginning of Genesis. It's also
first thing to go as in
like the heart seems to be the first thing to go after the fall from paradise. Like the feminine is much more susceptible.
It's much easier. Yeah, that's why he goes after Eve and not Adam.
Well, that's what I was making a point at, which is also at the end of it, which is to show you, but it's just the last part of the story, meaning that it's intrinsically around it. I mean, I think you might find this interesting because this conversation's been so insightful, that the inherent masculine existence is in perseverance and protection of the heart.
Yes.
And the heart is constantly expanding, and that's the feminine. And so it's interesting that there seems to be something in relationship to Adam and Eve, as in like the existential, eternal, intrinsic concepts that are constantly functioning at all times through all places of existence. That what it seems to be is that we are one, we have been one. And I think for a lot of the time, if men remove themselves from the feminine existence and that understanding of intuition, then they're not really men. And they become so far removed from the purpose of their life. And there's an inherent drive in a man, because this is what I've been feeling recently, which is the mother's love it shapes the man. It makes him. It shows him a truth that is intrinsic about him being unconditionally loved. That is what makes a man do great things. And fear will be something he'll experience, but it'll bring him closer to the source of his love, and he'll triumph.
Yeah, and that fear has to be faced in the face of conflict, right? And that's where Adam failed. He worshipped his own passivity. He worshipped his own self-interest more than he was willing to hold the truth.
He removed himself from Eve partially, as something exists.
He said, I'm going to just listen to her. Instead of listening to God, he said, don't do that. God knew they were going to do it. That's the beautiful. That alone
I have a lot of interesting takes on this.
That alone is how much he loves us, because he's omnipotent, omniscient. He knows they're going to mess it up, but he still allows them to do it. He knows they're going to mess up. He knows by giving them free will, they're going to mess up. Imagine humanity if all they could do was only listen to him. Yeah, love's not a choice then. It's not an action, it's slavery.
Well, there's so much love in the invitation to hurt me. Because that's actually what he did when he created mankind. Is he goes, here, you can hurt me, and you can also love me.
And you know what happens is by him allowing to be hurt, it allows us to see who he actually is.
And then Noah found favor in God's eyes.
Just, yeah, beyond the compassion and mercy that we can even comprehend. And so it's like, dude, that's the experience I had with the washing of the feet. The insight I took from that was, as I humble myself and serve in a way that does not make sense and is just purely about giving love, the way God did for me, that's when I can actually understand him. And that's when I'm gifted with the experience of knowing him. Because knowing only comes through experiencing the path he walked.
Experience in the path he walked.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
That's why
really rich.
See, that's where people mess up, is they read it, the Bible, and they don't do anything about it. But there's a command in there to be a doer of the word. It's like we have to walk it out. People want to worship a book. That's what the Pharisees did.
Yeah, worshiping a book is the disconnected heart. Right?
Yeah, they know about it, but they don't know it.
They don't know it. It's actually been something I've noticed in a lot of like theological conversations, is that like there's a deconstruction of the law. And it's like, okay, 1 second. It's like the same thing. The person that glorifies the law will also deconstruct the same law and be left with nothing, because they were left with nothing before, and that's what they love.
Yeah.
It's this inherent emptiness, and they like feeling that. And so the incorporation of the heart is like the movie Smallville with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Right? The second there's color, you can't go back. You get a taste.
Yeah, you're like, dude, yeah, you can't. You cannot. It's impossible. That'd be death.
Yeah, I can see that the incorporation of Jesus into the stories is one to get people to recognize that you've lost the point. You've lost the point. And if you lose the point, then you lose the purpose of life. And then all of it seeks to exist.
Here's the beautiful thing. He is the point. He is love embodied and in action.
Love embodied and in action.
Embodied and in action. God is love. He is God in the body, embodied and in action.
Yeah, and that's the most controversial idea you can ever have back then. That'll get you killed.
And here's the beautiful thing,
maybe it's worth dying for.
If we look at how Jesus did miracles and healing, he never did the same thing twice. And it just shows how love, we can't control it. Because as soon as you do, you're trying to put it in a box. You're trying to put God in a box.
Oh, you're also trying to take a condition to something that's unconditional. It's breaking the rules.
And you know what control is? It's a lack of faith. It's a lack of trust. It's I don't trust you to guide me.
Well, tying this all back to the center of the conversation, because
it's a great conversation.
It's as simple as, well, not so simple. I mean, just in relationship to how you were able to take this to something that has existed, that has, is, and always will be. And clearly this seems to be my relationship with it through the experience of my life. And in relationship to my mother, it's really troubled me with heart, with love, unconditional love, having to be someone in order to get that thing. You know, my control mechanisms are the largest I've ever seen, and incredibly elaborate. And I think I'm gifted with the ability to be able to recognize that. I could see it, you know.
You're like Paul.
Paul?
Yeah,
I don't know Paul very well.
You don't want to read about Paul in New Testament. He was a Pharisee. He was a religious Jew. He was persecuting him. And then Jesus came out of nowhere in the sky. He's like, Saul, why do you persecute me? And then he was blinded. And then he was transformed.
There's a serious judgmentalness I have to me.
What do you mean?
Like, it's part of insight. You make a judgment.
Yeah.
Right? But then there's a like a misplaced judgment.
You're saying it's a characteristic.
As a byproduct of a lack of heart, or inability to feel it, or to even feel the shame of a closed door or a cold heart, or my own numb left arm, metaphorically. And I could see that. It does leave me blind.
It keeps you in black or white. It's extremes. Because it's like judging is this safe here or not?
That's strong.
Versus the safety internally allows you to come in and be like, it is what it is. God says, I am that I am. He doesn't just put himself in a box. He says, I am that I am.
I am that I am, yeah. One of the best responses ever. That's what
Moses says, who should I tell him sent me? Tell him I am that I am.
And it's like, and it's so funny to take the incomprehensible of incomprehension.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just tell him that.
He's saying I'm beyond what your mind can even understand.
Yeah, I am what I am. Yeah. That's such a.
I
really like that.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. Yeah, you made this clear that there seems to be something about, there's things I could accept, there's things I could let go, and then there's a choice I could make, a forgiveness. And that would be the embodiment of all of that.
Here's the beautiful thing. There's nothing for you to figure out.
Yeah, and then my brain goes, no, absolutely not.
See, I know. That's why I said that sentence. There's nothing for you to figure out. It's already been figured out. But you want to solve something by making a problem out of it.
So what am I addicted to?
Problems. That's why you're so good at helping people with theirs. You're literally addicted to the story of a problem. That's why you help people rewrite theirs. Because the problem is where you found your identity. And the reason that you're stuck in it is because you haven't let go of the identity, which requires you to let go of the story if there's a problem in the first place. There's not. It's thinking you were a problem your whole life. Or that there was something in you that was a problem. Oh, these feelings are a problem. Like, it just feels. It's feeling. It's not permanent. Like, I said that lust porn stuff, and I go through the experience of flush face, whatever, and it's like, I feel bulletproof now. Like, no one can hold anything over me. I own myself, and it's not like
yourself free.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about it. You know, it's just like, oh, it's just a new group of people. I just told myself, like, hey, yeah, guys, I've jerked off before. Like, whoopsie freaking do. Congrats, 99% of the people in the US have and are watching this. Because they're feeling that same hole, and there's no shame there. It's just like, own it, and then we can move on.
There's a problem that needs to be fixed.
No, there's not. There's not. There's no problem. You don't have to be the hero, because the hero already came to Earth. You don't have to be the hero. You got to just need a savior.
I can get an idea. I can get an idea of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be inherently only furthering that. This is the identity at its deepest core. Probably the deepest identity is to solve the problem.
I would imagine God is a surgeon where he has a knife can either kill you or heal you, right?
Yeah.
Could pull out some shrapnel from you, and you could stab him. And it's trusting him. That's where the trust is like, oh, is he going to use this knife to kill me when I open my heart, or is he going to use it to do surgery?
Well, what I understand from that story you said, and it could just be just because this is how I'll perceive it, and that's not what you're trying to say, is that if there's an inherent surgery, then there's a part of you that needs to be removed.
But it's like cancer. Is that a part of you? Kind of.
So you would say an inherent falsehood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then truth would set you free.
Here's the ironic thing too. Yes. And speaking to the cancer thing, cancer is an embodiment of our own self-hatred and bitterness. It's a resentment of unresolved relationship issues. What happens when we don't like someone? We go rogue. When we don't like a group of people, we go rogue. We do our own thing. We rebel. We go into more darkness. We tell ourselves, they don't want me. I'm going to show them. Blah, 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 blah. We literally become a cancer cell. And then the body's like, all right, let's reflect it.
Well, something interesting. I like what you first established about it. You said it seems to be the manifestation of a personal hatred that is also reflective in your intimate relationships. As in, like, it's interesting because I've worked with a lot of women, and they've told me about their stories with breast cancer or ovarian cancer, and they've had it in remission, or some of them, have had to, completely remove their breasts. And it seems to me like a lot of the women that come to work with me want to connect with their feminine. And
they have, I was going to say, they have a lack of forgiveness for a feminine person in their life.
Well, that eventually becomes, for a woman, it's such a high extreme. And I think for men, it's actually very common at the age of 26 for testicular cancer. My older brother had it.
Yeah, it's resenting men. The guys are resenting women. There's literally like it's the embodiment of unforgiveness, dude. Like,
So that's what I'm trying to say. That I
Yeah.
think I have a lot that I've been holding on to. I've been
have.
developing it's on my chin. Keep your chin up. I don't know if you noticed this, but I have a nice alopecia here,
Yeah.
and I never had that before. And I think
Really,
when I became really aware of my emotional body, it started to come up to get me to like, look, I know how the body speaks, and also swelling in my body too.
When did that start?
I was about 24, December 5th. It was after.
Dude, that's so beautiful that, I mean, I'm going deep right now into the spiritual roots of autoimmune diseases.
Mhm.
It's not a coincidence, but
Well, I mean, you've worked in everything holistic. It's about time,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But the ironic thing is probably a part of you like keep my chin up,
Keep my chin up.
but there's a part of me that's dying underneath there.
Yeah, of course. I can't look. I keep my chin up, but I just show them the part of me that's dying.
Yeah, the part I'm attacking myself.
Huh.
Like it's you not saying like your chin's up, but inside
I'm done.
projecting, but internally you're literally attacking yourself, and so it's showing on your chin.
That's so powerful. That was my understanding of it.
Yeah.
That was my understanding of it.
Yes. All autoimmune diseases are that
They
way.
tell a story, and it's clear as day.
Like rheumatoid arthritis, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's the white I don't know if it's compostules, how do you say it, but your body literally attacks itself in the joints. Rheumatoid arthritis is usually an inability to face yourself.
Yeah, so you create an internal brittleness,
Yes.
right, of structure.
Yeah.
Interesting. I had a client that had that, and he actually noticed a tremendous progress, improvement in his health.
Yeah. So all these physical things that were happening in us, it's the fruit of a spiritual root.
Well, you start thinking about how deeply sensitive we are too. If our bodies have a response to that, that changes our story of ourselves completely. And there's so many that are suffering.
Yes.
So many are suffering.
Well, that's
It's
dude.
silent.
Look in the Bible. Jesus doesn't go up and just say you're healed. He says your sins are forgiven, and then they're healed.
That's such a beautiful distinction.
I was always wondering that. I was like, why is he?
I noticed that, like, it would be a whole different conversation I'd have with you. I think we might need to be. I think we're good. We got another 10 minutes.
Flying.
Yeah. That I would love to have another conversation with you about just the nature, because like I'm speaking to you, like I understand your heart's wisdom, and I think the wisdom comes from the heart, and that's just such a interesting phenomenon because we'd associate it to our mind.
A heart connected to truth,
and it's beautiful because I could understand everything you're saying, and so just letting you know that what I feel from your heart is exactly everything I seek. That's what I'm looking for myself. It's an open heart. It's a bleeding heart that has the courage to do that, to bring themselves back down to genuinely, by the way, this is not an altruism. It's a real expression of love. And it's a love that is transcendent and transcending. It is the covenant he made to our forefathers that he never forgot. Is that love. It's everlasting. It's eternal. That story heals people. That love, if you know that's real, then so are you. It's reaffirming. It's realizing. And like without it, it's like this forever. It's just a nihilistic existence to some extent, and you could say that it's like this internal embodied falsehood, right? Like we keep it in ourselves.
Yeah.
And even the forgiveness is something, is that like, I've been I was not very real about the things that I was having internally, that I just completely dismissed them over years. And my body was like, hello, you're dying.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I lost my hair from shame.
That's hair from shame? Well, there's fucking a lot of guys going bald.
Yeah, because so many guys are and you read the Bible too. What happens when they're mourning based on shame is they shave their heads off.
Well, there's also another component of spiritual afflictions being deeply physical, as the Torah concept of tzaras, right? That they talk about something kind of like it describes an alopecia of sorts, which is also very specific because that's autoimmune related. Talks about whiteness of hairs and baldness, bald spots.
Yeah.
And certain levels of density, if it's slightly lower than the skin or above the skin.
Yes.
But where it manifests and how it manifests and what it attacks. And I think the body is when it's most intimate. And that's when people should be looking around, look around the intimate nature.
Dude.
Yeah, the intimate nature of the wounds.
Yeah.
That's where you go. You go there. And so when this happened, I had to start going deeper in myself. I was up to the neck. And thank God I had this one person. I'd love you to meet him if you're here for a little bit longer. I think you guys would.
I leave tomorrow, unfortunately, in the AM.
Sure, we'll see each other again.
We will.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, dude,
I'm just noticing the nature of heart Because I'd love to make a coherence
Of
between
heart?
heart and mind. I'd love to make a coherence between the two.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Because I could tell that,
It would literally take us, I'd have to walk you through, like, I'd have to have you lay on the floor and do a thing where I walk you through the feeling of feeling your emotions. Your body will be able to feel safe in that experience, right? But
that's a big thing for me. Safety with emotions. It's not safe to feel.
Yeah, because it's like if you're doing it alone, you're like, I don't want to face this. I don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one here to help me if I die.
And also, who's to say that I'm not just... I don't trust it. I don't trust the feelings exist. I dismiss them.
You don't trust the feelings exist.
Yeah, what I see, I don't address. What I see, I don't recognize. And I see them. I have to trust that I see them. That's part of my path right now, being able to trust and see that.
Yeah.
And sure, it's contrary to what anybody would see.
You gotta open the door that's knocking.
Yeah.
It's like, we just sit there like, ah, la, 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 la. It's like, I can't hear anything. It's like, bro, just open the door. It says, just look at it. Maybe it's a package. Maybe it's a present.
Just look at it.
Yeah.
Just look at it.
Just look. Just at least look through the freaking peephole.
Well, I like continue what you were suggesting. So.
Oh.
I mean, you pushed my face against the steel door. I feel it's there.
I didn't do anything. I just did it with myself. See, that's the thing, though. Like,
I wanted it. So
yeah,
I wanted it.
I mean, dude, just there's so many things to look at to see really what the wound is in ourselves. Like, men in my family, my dad was like, yeah, we carry heart disease in our family or high cholesterol. Okay, so at the root of that is wrath, anger, self-judgment, pain. So broken heart.
It's a broken heart. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
it's generational, dude.
Yeah, there's definitely no question about it that I could recognize the distance from heart in my family. And as the youngest brother, being the rebellious disruptor that I am, everything in the family's changed.
I don't think you understand who you are in your generational lineage. I really don't, and I see it, but it's not my job to tell you right now.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm curious, what is it you see? What is this, my job, my generational task?
Well, I mean, there's one, obviously, the curse breaker.
Yeah.
All these wounds, this trauma, it's behavioral. It's something we uphold with our minds.
It's also in your nervous system, too.
Yeah, and that's passed down. But it's reaffirmed by the environment. Mm-hmm. That's epigenetics at the end of the day. That the environment pulls out what's already there.
Well said.
And so, one is to break that. There's that whole experience. Mm-hmm. If you don't face those things in yourself and feel into your heart, your kids will get it. Because just what you showing up will bring that out.
Yeah, I see it. It's actually something so interesting is that for a long time, my close friends were just like, no, we're just not going to address these things.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're sad. We feel sorry for you. I've been feeling a very deep depression. Very recently, over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Conscious recognition of this grief. Mm. And of course, years and years and years of, I'd say about a few years of resisting it and then now experiencing it, connecting with it.
Here's the depression, bro. Depression is wearing a mask that you know is not serving you.
And there's things I'm holding on to that aren't serving me.
Here's life, right? Up and down. We feel depression when we hover above the depressed area.
Yeah.
It's like, no, let you go down. Go down
there. Connect with it.
Yeah.
Go to the abyss.
Yeah, because that's how you rebuild.
Beautiful.
Otherwise, you're floating and you feel the tension of that.
So amazing, but like you have to understand that this is not conventionally taught or understood. That depression is a natural process for you to connect with yourself.
People don't look at the root. Mm-hmm. They just don't want to heal. And that's the thing, dude. I used to have this whole freaking vendetta against the pharmaceutical industry. I just, they're not even doing it fully intentionally. There's a lot of them that are just not necessarily good people. But a lot of them don't even know how to heal. They don't look at themselves. They don't want to know the actual truth.
Just want to survive.
They just want to feel better. They want to feel relief instead of restoration.
Good distinction.
It's a huge difference. Huge difference. But, dude, just literally allow yourself to sit in the pain.
Yeah, there's no problem to solve. If I'm sitting in the pain, there's nothing to solve.
No, it's already here. That's why it keeps coming up.
That's so beautifully said. It's already here. That's why it keeps coming up.
Yeah. which sucks because we have to turn and face the music.
It's one of my dad's most popular songs, Face the Music.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The one song I learned on piano as a kid. I hated piano. I learned it as an adult.
I
could stand my fucking Russian piano teacher. Women were shit to me, man. I was raised with Jewish teachers, Russian piano teachers. Like, if you ever want abuse, just hire a Russian piano teacher. Yeah, my mother was a fridge. And then I was sent to Jewish school. And there's like leagues of unpleasant. And it's like young Jewish girls who are told to disembody
even the way you say that sounds like I was sent to a penitentiary.
Yeah. I mean, it fucking sucked. I couldn't stand any of these things. I didn't have a voice in any of these experiences. None of them. Zero.
It's like shut up and do.
Shut up and do. And porn was relief, man. Those women didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
And I can experience something that was intriguing.
Yeah, you don't have to face the feeling of rejection and shut down and judgment.
Yeah, well, I've come a long way.
Yeah.
And I'm coming home.
Yeah. For sure. For sure, bro.
Coming home.
You are home. It's just seeing that. You're just like, I don't like the way home looks.
Yeah, but I'm addicted to the problem, so that would make sense why I wouldn't feel that I am.
You literally, dude, this is the Garden of Eden. This is looking at this whole beautiful studio. You're like, I hate that freaking thing hanging on the wall. It's like, okay, like, it's maybe one thing that could be just given some attention to, but like the rest of it's awesome. And the Garden of Eden was the same thing. That's what Satan did. They have this whole beautiful garden of everything they could want. Except the one place they're told not to go, they're like, I'm going to focus on this. It's because they focused on scarcity rather than the abundance around them.
You know, I see something that you're communicating here very deeply, which is the inherent paradisal existence and the miraculous nature of life that we close ourselves off to, that requires a tremendous courage to open up to, like a reintegration of the self-consciousness and an understanding of choice and the forbidden fruit and the snake narratives that lurk around the forbidden fruit will always exist, even in paradise. That is the cost of life and the truth of love.
Bars. Fact.
Brother, I need help from you, so we're going to talk later.
Easy. Easy, bro. I love this stuff.